everyone, welcome to Pop Kitchen by Parade. I'm Zung from Honeysuckle, where I cover fun food ideas and challenges. So Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and whether you're hosting or bringing something up to a potluck, cooking for the holidays can be pretty time consuming, and we always tend to stick to the same traditional recipes, but I think it's pretty fun to spruce things up and try something new. So with that in mind, I'm reimagining a Thanksgiving dessert with this pumpkin tiramisu that I'm challenging myself to make in 10 minutes or less. Okay, so normally tiramisu takes a few hours with chilling and making everything, but I think with the right chilled components, we can achieve this in about 10 minutes. I don't know, it's gonna be a challenge, but I'm up for it. So let's go ahead and get started and start the clock. 10 minutes, let's do this. All right, so first things first, I'm gonna start by making our pudding. I'm not using any eggs here. Usually with a tiramisu, they have like an egg custard, but I'm gonna use a cheat and make a pudding, instant pudding. And I'm gonna make it a little thicker than the package calls for. Whip it up. So this is supposed to set in 5 minutes. So 5 minutes is pretty good for us. Just make sure you have everything in there, mix it in so that it sets correctly. Okay, I'm gonna let this sit for 5 minutes. In the meantime, I'm gonna soak my lady fingers because it needs time to expand too. So what I'm gonna do here is use pretty much old coffee from this morning. If you usually make coffee with anything left over, this is a great recipe for it. So what I'm gonna do to save time is just pour the coffee directly in here. And then we're gonna add our lady fingers to soak up. I'm gonna do a few at a time so that it soaks up evenly. But you're gonna see this act like a sponge, and it's basically gonna take in all the coffee. Look, 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 it's already almost disappeared. Okay, and I'm gonna pour in a little bit more just because this side needs a little bit. If you want to, just add some on top, let it do its thing. And now we're gonna switch gears and work on our mascarpone cheese. I'm getting a really big bowl this time because I'm gonna be mixing the cheese with everything else that I'm gonna be adding in here. So mascarpone cheese is that sweet cream cheese that's essential to tiramisu, but I'm gonna amp it up with some more flavor. I'm gonna whip it up with some pumpkin puree. Let's see how we're doing on time. We're doing good, guys. And then some pumpkin spice. Okay, and now I'm just gonna whip it up. Okay, so now, you know what? We actually have a little bit of time on our hands, so let me show you the other component that I'm gonna be mixing with the pudding and the mascarpone cheese. I have our whipped topping all ready to go. I thawed this ahead of time. It's nice and cold, so it's gonna help us with chilling. I also need another container to continue dipping the rest of the lady fingers in, so like, we're doing so good on time. Now it's just all about assembling. Okay, let's see how our pudding is doing. Ooh, our pudding is looking like it's setting. Let me look at the time. I just need like another 3 minutes, 30 seconds, and I think we should be good, but it's looking kind of thick and really good. So I'm just gonna go ahead and dump it in. Now what we're gonna do here is fold it so that we don't loosen up the structure too much. And then I'm gonna pour in the whipped topping to give it that boost of volume. Ooh. And look at that, it's nice and fluffy. This is the exact texture that I am looking for. How are we doing on time? Oh, I better get moving. with the assembly, but basically the mixture looks perfect. Okay, now pour the coffee in here. And then what we're gonna do is dump half of the mixture right on top. And then we're gonna dip one by one. This is gonna be probably the longest part, but I'm gonna do a few at a time. You don't want it to get soggy, so just dip it in for like 5 seconds. But make sure that it's submerged in there, at least the bottom's coated, because ladyfingers act like a sponge where even a little bit of liquid will get it nice and soaked up. It'll get cakey. Make sure when you're filling the bowl, if you're trying to do it in 10 minutes, that you add a lot of coffee. Okay, we're almost done, guys. We're almost done. Okay, now I'm gonna add the last layer. Make sure you get all the pumpkin-y goodness in there. Oh my gosh, this looks incredible. And we're still doing great on time. And the last step to finish off our tiramisu is just dust it with a nice coating of cocoa powder. And our tiramisu is basically done. Like, you can definitely do this within 10 minutes or less. We even have time to spare. So even though we made this in 10 minutes or less, if you're short on time, this is a great hack, but I would always like to chill it just a little bit longer, just because when you're going to a potluck or serving dessert, it's always at the end of the meal. You're never really preparing it, you know, like in between dinner and dessert, right? So keep it chilled in the fridge. It really only needs about 30 minutes to an hour to really like be perfect. But really, this is such a great shortcut hack that's so much faster to make than a normal tiramisu or even a pumpkin pie for Thanksgiving. All right, guys, let's dig in and see how it tastes. So upon cutting the tiramisu, the ladyfingers have already soaked up the coffee. It's nice and soft. The spatula just glides right through. The texture is perfect. Now let's see if it tastes good. Whoa. Okay, so the pudding made it like perfectly sweet. As you notice, I didn't add any additional sugar. You could always add a little bit more if you like your dessert sweet, but I think this is perfect. The pumpkin and the pumpkin spice made such a huge difference. It just like hit you with that pumpkin-y, warm, delicious holiday flavor, and I love this recipe. You guys definitely have to try it. It's the perfect, quick, and easy pumpkin dessert to share with your friends and family this holiday season. Make sure to subscribe to Parade for more Pop Kitchen videos and check out my channel, Honeysuckle. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!